one take.
Now it's going to be one take. We've started now. All right.
Is your mic on?
Yeah.
Is the air conditioning off?
Yeah.
Is it... Was that your throat?
Probably. Was there a
like
noise?
a little dolphin. Like a small sea creature living inside of your throat.
Yeah. Yep. Don't look at the viewfinder.
I'm not! I'm looking directly into the lens.
I know, I'm projecting Iuds. Okay. That's the thing I do.
Looking right into the camera. Don't look at the viewfinder.
I was totally talking to myself. Okay, so, Elena, we are going to film some videos on our channels, but in order to get in the flow and the vibe so we seem natural, we're going to do a practice video on the second channel.
Is that what this is?
Yep.
Hey, second channel.
High five.
What's
Ready?
up?
Here, we're going to high five on the count of 3. No, I'm not. I was going to say, and then I'll add a clap sound effect. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do anything.
Why don't we just actually high five?
No, I want you to high five. Okay, you high five the second channel. Okay, high five the second channel. Go.
That's good. That's the worst idea.
I don't understand. I thought that was great. Okay. So today, I want to chat about something. What was it? Oh, birth control.
That's right, it was birth control.
Birth control. Because being in a lesbian relationship, I really worry about being pregnant. Just kidding. But
It's a real...
But I didn't know about Elena is that she volunteers every week at the Canadian equivalent of Planned Parenthood, and she teaches about sex education, and she's licensed to do it, and she's gone through training and things.
Yeah, licensed might be a bit of a stretch. I've gone through training.
She can prescribe you lots of meds. No.
Just come to me for all your pill needs.
But it's a thing that she does weekly. For a year and a half, you said?
Yep.
And I was like...
It'll be 2 years in December.
And it was really cool because that's I don't know, when you commit, you said how many hours a week? Like a few?
Yeah, like 3 to 4 hours.
So when you commit 3 to 4 hours a week for a year and a half to something, that's a big part of your life. And I just had no idea that Elena did that. And and I kind of want to, I was curious, what you talk about. Could you walk me through some of the, programs and things that you talk about?
Well, the main thing that I do is birth control. So you'll have a lot of teens come into the clinic and they're interested in starting birth control. That's when they get handed off to me. They also get handed off to me if they're experiencing anxiety or depression or some mental health stuff, because I do the whole mindfulness, self-compassion piece. I do some STI education and just safe sex, positive sex, those kinds of things. But mainly birth control. So let's say you came into the clinic, you were interested in starting birth control. I take you through some of the different kinds of birth control. So we start obviously with the pill, which is the most popular option. There are also some other birth controls that have the same hormones as the pill, but you don't have to remember to take it every single day. So there's the patch, which a lot of people don't know about, which is just a patch that instead of taking a pill every single day, you change a patch each week. Pros, you don't have to remember to take a pill every day. Cons, it looks like a Band-Aid on your skin, and some people don't like that you can see it.
Right.
There's also the Nuvaring, which is...
I was on Nuvaring for a minute.
Really? Mm-hmm. Nobody ever wants the Nuvaring.
Because they think it's gross.
Yeah, because it's this little plastic ring with the hormones in it, and instead of switching a patch every week or taking a pill every day,
you pop it in ya.
You insert the Nuvaring
in your vagina
for a month. And
yeah.
You're good for a month, and you switch it out once a month.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that I did that is because I'm a really, really, really anxiety-driven, paranoid human being. Mm-hmm. So when I wasn't with Grace, I was afraid of getting pregnant. Grace cannot impregnate me. So
obviously.
Right. And I was really, really worried about it because I think children are great and they're definitely my life plan. Mm-hmm. But I'm so not ready to have a kiddo. Yeah.
Perfect time to be on birth control.
Exactly.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
That's another thing that I always make sure that I do when teens come into the clinic is I always am sure to be very good for you for coming in. You made a brave choice. I know it's not easy for everyone to build up the courage when they don't know what they're getting into, or it's always the smart choice to go on birth control. It just is.
And there's lots of reasons a human being can go on birth control.
Not just sex.
Mm-hmm.
I get teens coming in for acne control, for cramping, if they have really uncontrollable periods. Birth control can be great for that because it actually will control your period. And you will always know when you're going to get your period and when your period will stop.
But this also isn't like a blatant advertisement, like everybody should get on birth control. Sometimes birth control obviously can have side effects that are like adverse.
And that's why after me they see the doctor.
Yeah!
So they come in to see me and I do the education piece and talk them through all of the benefits and all of the side effects and all these things and help them pick what they think would be best for them. And then they go see the doctor and the doctor actually goes through the physiological health piece and whether or not it's right for their body.
But that's cool though because it makes it way more accessible because you are significantly less intimidating than a doctor. But yeah, anyway, so, but the reason that I was on Nuvaring is because I was on the pill, which was fine. But I did forget to take it. I did not forget to. I was so anxiety-driven. I did not forget to take it a single day. But I did not take it exactly at the same time every day.
You have an hour window.
Well, I did, some days I wouldn't do that. And that freaks me out. I was like, I'm probably pregnant now. I haven't even had sex. But I forgot to take my birth control pill.
That's what happens. That's one of the side effects of birth control. If you go on it, the second you forget a pill, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
So I should mention that. Straight off the bat.
So that's why I started Nuvaring. And you know what? A lot of my friends thought it was gross too. And you know what? From someone who's on Nuvaring, I don't think it was.
It's definitely not gross.
I didn't think it didn't. People wonder like if it's just hanging out for a month.
It's around your cervix, right? So you insert it into the vagina.
Yep.
Folded, and it
pops
open, sitting around your cervix.
Right.
So you can't feel it. You can't feel it during sex. It's just there. And
nothing weird happened. It wasn't
not
like
at all.
I don't know. It's not. Yeah, it didn't change. No. It looked the same as when it went in.
Yep. Yep.
I forgot it was
your
there.
Your vagina didn't just stain it and rip it to shreds.
That's what I think some people think. They're like, so it just sits in you, like, and like, what happens to it? I'm like, it does its job and nothing else.
Keeps me from getting pregnant.
Yeah, and I thought it was really good because it was just something that I remember to do once a month.
Exactly. That's the big pro of the Nuvaring.
Exactly. Sponsored. Just kidding. Not at all.
I think that's illegal.
I think that in order to sponsor a medical thing, you have to like
be a doctor, probably.
So not sponsored.
Yeah. And then there's also something called Depo-Provera. It's a needle that you get every 12 weeks. It works up to 13 weeks. So we always say come in every 12 weeks.
You mean like a shot?
Needle, a shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's not like a needle you get. And like do it yourself. And
no, like the nurse or the doctor gives you the needle. So we say you're getting a needle.
Cool. We call it a shot.
Right. Okay.
It's a big difference. We need to assimilate to American culture. Thank you.
Sorry. Let me just get my, what do you call it, a half pint. Grab my half pint and I'll do my own shot.
Do you want me to hand you your Mickey? Oh, ew. Okay. Okay, so that's cool. So Depo is a shot.
Yeah, and Depo is great again because you don't have to think about it for 3 months.
But you have to go in.
You come in every 3 months and you get a needle and you are so protected. But
why do you say it like that? Is it more protected than other things?
Yes, it's more effective against pregnancy control than the other methods.
Oh, neat.
But it's a very 50-50 split. Some women absolutely hate it. Some people absolutely love it. Because for some folks, you won't get your period. Your cramping stops, your libido's great, you'll never get pregnant, like it's just this great thing. And then for other folks, it's like you have a constant period, it's kind of like a spotty mess. Some folks actually do gain weight. That's the only birth control that there's been any sign of actual weight gain. For the rest of birth control, that's a myth that people think that it's going to make you gain weight. Not true.
That's the thing I've heard a lot.
Not true. Not true at all. So Depo, and then there's like prevent barrier stuff, so like condoms and spermicides and sponges.
Do you ever talk about IUDs?
Yes, of course, and IUDs. There's 2 types of IUD. There's an IUD and an IUS. IUS is the one that has hormones with it, so the same hormones as the pill or whatever. And then the IUD is just it's like a little copper ring that actually repels sperm, so you don't get pregnant. That's how that works.
Is one more effective than the other? Do you know?
No.
Can you have both? What if you're just scared?
No, you can't have both.
Do I ask the same questions as the kids?
A lot of the kids are just like, IUD, patch, Nuvaring, pill.
Okay.
Pill. So, yeah. But the pill's definitely the most popular one.
Cool.
But IUDs are great because they especially for communities who have trouble accessing birth control, an IUD is a great option because you don't have to refill it. You don't have to. It's good for 5 years.
Have we even said exactly what it is? You just said that one has a hormone and one is...
Right, so it's this little T-shaped piece of plastic. It's like this, and it's a bit smaller than way thinner than my fingers, but a bit smaller in size. And it's made of plastic, and then there's a little copper twirl, like ring, around...
Official medical
It's like a little spring. It looks like a spring, but it's like wrapped around the plastic. And it gets inserted into your cervix. And it sits in the uterus with some strings hanging out of the cervix. Again, can't feel it during sex. It won't fall out. It's just up there, and it stays there for 5 years. And
can you get it taken out if you change your mind?
Anytime. Yep.
Cool. And then I have one more question. What about do you ever talk about bars?
No. We never learned about bars. I've never encountered bars. No.
Okay. Is that like a Canadian thing or like your clinic thing or a...
I honestly couldn't tell you because it was not part of our training. I've never seen I don't know anyone who has it. I've never seen it.
They're pretty popular amongst, I don't know, this area, the United States, what. But I know 2 people that, maybe my friend group, but I have 2 friends who recently got bars and they really like it. And so a bar is just a metal bar. And you just make a small incision, the doctor does, and they put it right in you. And then they close it up and there's no scar or anything. And it's really weird. Because my friend will be like, I got a bar. You can feel it. It's weird. And I'll be like, can I touch it? I know.
Oh, that would I couldn't. Oh my god, I couldn't do it.
It is weird. And then I'll touch it and you can feel it.
Oh, no. No.
But,
not for me.
But it's cool because it's just like an IUD, but instead of in your cervix, it's in your arm.
But it has hormones.
I think.
Would assume.
I wouldn't know. See, this
know.
is why I'm less trained than Elena. So this is just like, I know that my friends have bars and they're a form of birth control and they last several years. And, yeah. And I think that's just another one that I think is neat that my friends have.
Yep, I think those are the main... Oh, one of my favorite things to do is to teach them how to make dental dams out of condoms.
How do you do it? Tell me.
So, I wish we had a condom here.
I know, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So, it's really simple. You just like rip... So, the base of the condom has like that little plastic ring in it. You just rip that ring out, and with your teeth, you rip it open, and the condom will fold right open.
And you have dental dam.
Dental dam.
Sweet. Yeah. That's cool. And then, and besides going over birth control, is there anything else that you teach?
Well, mental health stuff. So that's just like if someone's struggling with anxiety or depression, then we talk about self-care, we talk about mindfulness, self-compassion, and then just like safe sex stuff. So a lot of people don't know that you can get STIs in your anus and in your throat. A lot of teens don't know that, and so they don't think you need protection for oral sex or anal sex, which you very much do, because you can totally get STIs. Just stuff like that. We talk about any questions they have. Usually I find that like when they come in, they're really nervous, but by the end of kind of the birth control talk, they're like, oh, okay, this is fine. And then they'll ask me all these questions, and I'm like, yes, ask me all the questions.
And then that's cool. And then I have one more question. So like, these kids, do they come in on their own?
Lots of the time they come in with friends. There'll be like a couple of them, they'll come in. Sometimes they come with their parents. Sometimes they come alone.
I don't know if it's different, like, because we were from different countries. Like, do your parents have to know?
Absolutely not.
No, okay.
Absolutely not.
So you could just be like a teen who goes...
Totally.
And that's how it is here, too.
Yep. Everything is completely confidential. Nobody can phone and say, hey, I'm so-and-so's parent, tell me everything. Can't tell them. No, it's completely... And then you don't
pay for anything.
No, well, so our clinic is like a pay what you can kind of thing. How do we call that? We have I can't remember what we call it, but it doesn't matter. Where essentially each month of birth control, each pack of birth control costs us $12. So we charge $12. If you don't have $12, that's fine. If you have $5, that's fine. If you have $0, that's fine. We're never gonna not give you your birth control because you can't pay what you can. It's like a pay what you can kind of system. And then we always explain to them that if you go to an outside clinic, like an actual pharmacy, you can get it much cheaper. The only difference is that it will show up on your parents' insurance. So they're coming to you for the confidentiality. Yeah, exactly. And I know that birth control, let's say 3 months of birth control under insurance is about $10. Whereas at the clinic, it's $12 for one. Just because it's not through insurance.
Sure.
So there's these kind of pros and cons.
But again, you said you would still...
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Cost recovery. That's what it's called. A cost recovery system.
How does your clinic make any money? Or
you don't. It's just a. It's
government or what is it funded by?
No.
Is it a nonprofit or no?
I'm actually not sure.
Okay. Cool.
I actually don't know.
That's okay. That was a hard question.
Mm-hmm.
You are the finance lady.
There's teen clinics across the city, but they're all in different establishments.
Sure.
So I'm at a place called Uville Center, but there's also like a clinic on Portage and like clinics in there's some in the high schools. There's
that's cool.
Glen whatever XYZ teen clinic, and we all run under the same. I'm actually not sure.
That's okay.
Where we?
Not a big deal. That's okay. Just ruin the video, but it's like whatever.
No, it's okay.
Couldn't answer a question. No. Now I'm not gonna upload.
It's just all I know is it's not about making money. It's about keeping teens safe,
which is important. And is like what do you think is the takeaway of this video? Let's just like explicitly say it. Like it's just like be safe, be safe
and be educated. If you have a question, go into a clinic. I guarantee you the people at Planned Parenthood, like here in the States, or if you go to find a teen clinic somewhere in your city, at least in my experience, they are very welcoming. They're happy to have you. That's what we're there for. The reason that we do that, the reason we go in, is so that we can answer your questions and we can provide you with whatever you need. We give away free condoms, we have free dental dam, we have lube, we have what you need to be safe and healthy and not pregnant.
That's super cool. And I feel like a lot of these things are taboo to talk about, but like
they're not at the clinic.
But they're not at the clinic, and more people than you would think are either involved in them, knowledgeable about them, or supportive of them.
Totally.
Just like I didn't know that Elena had anything to do with sex education besides supporting it and like being into it. But she actually volunteers for several hours a week, which is super neat. So anyway, yay! This is the outro. Do you know the outro that Grace and I do?
Something bacon and ham? Something bacon and eggs?
That's our intro. Wiki wiki is the intro, but splish splash waterfall, give a dog a bone.
Splish splash bacon.
Splish splash waterfall, give a dog a bone. Bye! That's good.